All right, and welcome back to the second round of this Division 3 Overwatch State Tournament Semifinals, where we will be having Winnebago versus Amherst. So, for Winnebago, it's going to be a little confusing because they all kind of have the same name, but they have numbers. So, Winnebago 1 is a DPS tank. Winnebago 2 is a tank DPS. Bago Esports 3 is a tank. Bago Esports 8 is a DPS tank. Winnebago 10 is a DPS tank. And then I'm pretty sure I got all of them. I hope so. If not, and I missed somebody, sorry about that. But so now Amherst. Amherst has Psycho, who is a support. Canned Beans, who is a tank. Beast, who is support. Rocket Man, who is DPS, Toast, who is DPS, and Fat Albert, who is a tank. So maybe we'll see some interesting comps here, or maybe not. But basically, to kind of run down both the teams, Amherst is here for in the NSESA for their third year and got second last year. Actually faced David City. So if they do win this, they will be facing David City once again in the championship game for the second year in a row. So, yeah, they're coming in here with a 6-1 record, and Winnebago's coming in here with a 4-4 record, and we will see how this game turns. So, turning to the actual game, we will see a very brawly comp by both teams. We see the Diva Rhine for both teams. We see a May come out for Amherst, along with Symmetra, Mercy, and Moira, which, speaking of which, the May actually gets picked off by Winnebago's Doomfist. And Winnebago is just kind of walking into the team right now, trying to get a little bit of value, but it looks like a few picks will be made, and a big shatter here by the Reinhardt from Winnebago, but there's not going to be a lot of value off of it because Fat Albert actually takes it into his own hand and says, I'm the better Reinhardt here, and gets a lot of value himself, and now Winnebago's going to use a window. And that's kind of a waste of a window, honestly, because there's going to be no value made out of it. But, I mean, then again, here comes the Sim ult, and from the back line comes the Doomfist, who is going to die. And the Zenyatta will pop his ult, which is, again, another waste of an ult. So both support ults are down here, and there's no really use for them. And now Winnebago Esports will fall for the first push. And it looks like Amherst will get control of the point. So, a very, very good push by Amherst there to just basically overpower Winnebago, and it was a very good job. The ult by Winnebago for the Reinhardt didn't really get any value because the team couldn't follow anything up, and Fat Albert just proved his dominance and walked into the team and just started swinging away, and the rest of the team started cleaning it up. So, now we have another team fight here on Streets of Hollywood, where we're going to see, once again, Fat Albert just walking into the team and swinging away, and he's going to take down the Reinhardt. He's going to continue to walk in, and Canned Beans and Beast actually reses Toast on the Pharah. Canned Beans gets a pick on the Reinhardt. The Zenyatta goes down by Rocket Man, and now Rocket Man is going to start bullying this Diva in the back line. And they do get the pick on the Diva, and Amherst is going to just start walking through and trying to take over the game here. So now it's just the Reinhardt and the Zen on Winnebago trying to contest this, and the Reinhardt's going to try to have to fall back probably as the Zenyatta dies, but the Reinhardt's going to continue to stay at door here. The Diva Bomb does come out, and it's going to not pick up anybody, and it looks like it's going to be a Rhine 1v1 over here between the Reinhardt, Winnebago, and Fat Albert, and Fat Albert's going to get shattered and get pinned, but it does not matter as Rocket Man will come to save his teammate. And he gets another 3-man on top of it and gets the 4th, a 5th, with Winnebago's Zenyatta going down. And Rocket Man has a huge play there, showing off the skills that he has, being able to just walk through the team there as Amherst pushes through to get the second point. Amherst has done a really good job of being aggressive here, so let's see if they can do the same on this third point here, which is going to be a little bit harder to contest. This is going to be a big ult battle between the two teams, as you do hear the Junkrat and ult come out, and it's going to kill Fat Albert, and this is going to be a Zen ult that is actually going to save them from the Pharaoh ult by Toast. A very, very well-placed ult by the Zenyatta to be able to save them from that Pharaoh ult, and now Winnebago is going to be able to walk in, but Canned Beans is going to take out the Doomfist, and the res is going to come in, but it's going to get denied by the D.Va. And now a Junkrat Trap's going to trap Fat Albert. He's going to fall out. Ooh, and Canned Beans messes up that D.Va bomb, but Toast and Rocket Man are going to be able to get 3 picks here, and they're going to just clean it up on this D.Va. They're going to start pushing through to try and get this final point. Rocket Man is going to get a pick on the Mercy there with his ult. And now they're just going to try and pick off this final Doomfist before any value is made out of the push that Winnebago is trying to get here. They do pin the Reinhardt. They're going to get the Reinhardt, but Rocket Man's going to get there opposing Reinhardt. The D.Va bomb will come out. There's not a lot of cover here for them to go behind, and they do not die from it. So Winnebago's going to have a chance to contest this. The D.Va is on it. Toast does D-mech him, and they're going to get the D.Va. Rocket Man will clean it up. They're going to try and get the Reinhardt to touch here for Winnebago. They're going to D-mech Canned Beans, and now it's going to be Winnebago's Reinhardt and their Junkrat pushing on the point. Nobody is now on point. They're going to go ahead and Earth Shatter the Fat Albert, but they're going to push it. And Amherst gets it all the way to the end. A very good job by Amherst to push that final point. All right, so going into this next round, the biggest thing for these two teams is Amherst was obviously doing a very good job of working together, not only as a team, but also working in their separate roles as well. Rocket Man was doing a very good job of trying to focus that backline and get the supports out of there early. And honestly, like, the tanks were just, again, creating enough space to be able to allow him to do so. And when it comes to a pick like Doomfist, you have to be able to allow your Doomfist to get some sort of value, and that's exactly what they did. Winnebago did somewhat the same, creating a lot of space for their tanks. However, the front line of Amherst seemed to be a little overpowering for them as they were continuing on. So let's see how this attack for Winnebago goes, and if it will be the same, or if they could be just as aggressive. So here in about 5 seconds, we will see the attack from Winnebago. And if Amherst can hold, just like David City did on this map, and do just as well here. So you're going to see the Reinhardt start to push up here for Winnebago. He does get very aggressive. They do have the Lucio pick to try and speed him in to be able to give him some value. They do pick up the Doomfist here. However, the Doomfist is just kind of in the back line. He's going to get picked off, and that's what happens when you get separated for your team and when your tanks aren't really creating the amount of space, as Winnebago's Reinhardt and D.Va kind of sat back, whereas now you have Toast up in the air trying to get some picks here. He is going to get the Junkrat here and try to get the D.Va, which the D.Va will D-mech, but Toast will get the D.Va. And once again, Amherst working really well as a team here to be able to get full control of the point and hold this point. And hopefully they can hold it for a lot longer if they continue to work here as a team like they did on attack. They did a very good job of getting an early pick on the Doomfist, and once again, once that Doomfist pushes in and they start focusing them, the tanks have to start pushing up in that front line as well to get to point and start contesting, because that's going to be very key to get any value. Toast does get an early pick here on the Lucio, which should be right here, honestly, an instant fallback for Winnebago. They do lose a healer and a main part for their Reinhardt to be able to push in at full speed to get any value, and now they get a pick on the Ana, and this is going to be a full retreat. Any push here by Winnebago is just going to be fully denied because of the fact that they have no healers, and the Junkrat will go down. Toast will start taking some pop shots, and this is going to be a reset by Winnebago as the Reinhardt just pushes up to the edge here. The Doomfist is going to fall, which is a stagger, so now they have to wait for the respawn of the Doomfist to make a full push. The D.Va is going to fall, which is once again going to be another stagger. It looks like Toast might get a pick on this Zenyatta as well, but he does not. So the Nano does come in. but the Nano is going to be a little premature as he cannot push in, and the Reinhardt's going to die. Now the Zen's going to die. Toast gets a really good pick there on both the tank and the off healer. Now the Zen's going to die. Toast gets a really good pick there on both the tank and the off healer. So the one thing about this Winnebago team is they're not really going anything to go against this Pharah. The Pharah is just able to walk in for free. The D.Va isn't really focusing her. There's no hit scan to really focus on her. While I'm saying that Doomfist does get picked by Rocket Man, and because there's no real value in it, you're not really getting anything. A big shatter there by Fat Albert on that Reinhardt that was trying to block the D.Va ult. And now there's another D.Va ult coming out by Bago Esports, but unfortunately, they are not able to get any value, and now they have to do another reset with a minute left. Winnebago has to get something going, and their main healer is going to be down, which is another staggered pick, which means that the respawn time is just going to be that much longer for them to be able to push as a team. The Doomfist trying to get a little bit of value on this D.Va, trying to maybe just get his ult here, trying to get some sort of ult charge to be able to go into this next team fight. And now that's kind of something that we've seen throughout this has been ult economy, and throughout the first round, both support ults for Winnebago were used very, very early, so we'll see if they can get any value here. The Doomfist ult does get his value, though, as he gets pick on the Mercy, which is a big pick. They're going to get a pick on Toast, which is very nice. Winnebago does, Baptiste does get a pick on the Pharah. That Albert's going to get a pick on the Junkrat. They're going to de-mech the D.Va, and now it looks like Winnebago is going to be able to just walk through here, as Rocketman is the only DPS left. And coming up behind him is the Doomfist, who is going to push him down to the point, and that is going to be the point for Winnebago. Unless Amherst can get a final touch here by Toast. And he will contest a little bit, and he's going to try and ult, but it will not work. But he did, however, with that Thayer ult, cause them to use the Zen ult, which is going to be very, very powerful because of the fact that Zen ult is going to be very important for later games, or later in the game. So now we'll see what Winnebago Esports does here, and if they can push the point just as far without that Zen ult going into some pretty important fights here.
Oh, I was great.
So now Winnebago Esports is pushing the payload really uncontested here. It just seems like Amherst is just kind of falling back and kind of scared of their tank line after that last push. So let's see if they're going to just try to hold hero, and this is going to be a Junkrat ult coming out, and he's going to get the Reinhardt here, and the D.Va bomb is going to get the Pharah. And now the Doomfist is up on Rocketman here, the soldier, and it looks like he's going to actually get picked off, but so is Rocketman, as Winnebago Esports just walks through them here. This is going to be an ult by Canned Beans, who is going to pick off the Junkrat and the Zenyatta, as there's only 2 tanks on the point, so if they can contest this and get a good play here, there's going to be a counter pin, and now it's just the D.Va, and there's 4 against 1. And that's going to be an amazing push by Amherst there as they contest the point for a little longer. And with only a minute left now, Winnebago has to get something going. And with the staggers going in, they only have a minute to be able to get the point. Only a few feet, but that few feet could be the difference between a loss and a win here. So let's see what Winnebago has up their sleeve to be able to make the difference. So now the D.Va's going to go on point. Both the tanks are there to stop those. So now it's going to be a tank fight as, the Doomfist gets a very good pick on the Moira there. Rocketman does get revived. However, they are down their main healer. So they do pull Valk, which is a very, very important ult for this fight. Going into this fight, that's a big Earth Shatter by Fat Albert. And a big barrage to de-mech the D.Va. And that's going to stop the push on the point. However, there is a Junkrat behind still on, and a Zenyatta. They still have a chance to be able to pull this off. Winnebago, however, will fall, and now with 5 seconds left, they will not be able to contest it. Winnebago will take the loss on this Hollywood map. So Amherst doing a really good job of once again working as a team. They pushed in for that last point, and it was very impressive to watch them get those 2 tanks down and hold that for the last minute. And now this was the ult that we kind of missed, a big 3-man here. Oh, what a beauty by Rocket Man, and then picks off the Zenyatta right afterwards. A big play to be able to allow them to push in on that second point. Good job by both teams here. However, Amherst does get the upper hand, and going into the second round, we will see what team and what map we will be playing next. So here we go, waiting to see what the deal is. Alright, so here we go into the second round of the match between Amherst and Winnebago. So the roles will switch first. Winnebago will be attacking, and Amherst will be defending first. So we will see if that makes a difference in the way that these games turn out as we sit here on the map. Temple of Anubis, staring into the face of Anubis himself. It's going to be a very interesting map to see, as this is a 2 CP map once again, as we saw with David City and Thayer Central, except it was Hanamura instead of Temple of Anubis. So this is the same concept. You control 2 points, and if you can do it, then you win. So yeah, we will see what each team comes out fighting, if Amherst comes out just as aggressive as they were, or if they maybe play a little more passive here, knowing that they do have a little bit of an upper hand, trying to test the waters and see what they can do. So we will see here as we go into this with a little bit of a blind eye. We're going to have a Diva Ryan comp for what looks like both teams. And as Winnebago's Zenyatta gets trapped here, and their Reaper gets picked off by the Soldier, it's going to be very interesting to see what Winnebago does on this push, considering they are now down a DPS and are just kind of waiting, and now they're also down to a DMEC Diva. So they still have the upper hand here, but unfortunately Winnebago is going to still try to push up here, even though they do have that DMEC Diva, trying to just get a little bit of pressure on this Amherst defense. The Diva does get the remech, and so now we're all even, and we will see where they push, and they do have one on point now, as Winnebago's going to start pushing the point now, and a big pin there. Winnebago's going to get the pick on Rocket Man, though, and now it looks like Winnebago is going to probably take this point. Or no, oh, Toast gets 2 picks to stop the Winnebago push completely. And Amherst holds the point after an awesome play by Toast to be able to keep the point in Amherst's favor. A very, very good push by Winnebago, but unfortunately it did not fall in their favor. So now they will have to do it again in the second team fight. And with 2 minutes and 30 seconds left, they have to get something going. So when the Brig gets picked by Rocket Man, and Rocket Man gets another pick on both supports, and now both supports are down. Winnebago has no supports going into this team fight, which means that now the Reinhardt is just kind of left stranded at 169 health. They get the picks on point, and now the Reinhardt's just walking in, being cannon fodder as he finally gets picked, and that's going to be another cleanup and a big stagger for this team. And now respawns are going to go in their favor. And we're going to see another team fight here soon. Winnebago, that team fight just got 2 unlucky picks. Weren't really able to do anything afterwards because without a support, the Reinhardt was just sitting there being basically a meat shield with only 167 health and no way to heal himself. So he just kind of stands here waiting for his team to get ready, waiting for another fight. And the Junkrat's going to take some pop shots into here. Winnebago's actually going to pick up a Soldier for themselves. And now there is a Diva on point, but looks like Amherst isn't really too worried about it as of right now. Oh, and that's why they pull out the big ult. They pull out 2 big ults to get both the supports, and once again they are now in an area where they are forced to retreat because Winnebago has no supports, and Amherst is just basically walking in and clobbering it. I was wondering why Amherst wouldn't be pushing back to point there, as they had 4 or 5 people on point, but then both of the ults got both of the supports, and now both the supports are down once again for Winnebago. And now the Diva's just going to walk in, and she's just going to once again be feeding some damage to them and feeding them some ult charge. And now the Soldier is behind them. Unfortunately, not able to get a pick here as the Diva's going to push him and get the pick. Maybe, yes. Rocket Man will help and get the pick on Winnebago there. And now, only 3 on point. That's going to be a big Earth Shatter, though. That's a 4-man, and here comes out the Diva Bomb, and it's going to pick up nobody, but they do pick up a support. Both supports down. The Diva Remake gets a kill on the Reaper, and that's going to be the point. Round 1 complete. After Can Beads pulled her ult, she then gets a Remake kill on the Reaper to add insult to injury as Winnebago will go down on this, and Amherst holds it well. Amherst did a very good job of countering every single one of Winnebago's pushes there. Winnebago had a lot of pushes that were just very, very calculated and very good, but there were also some that they got picks early, and Amherst was able to defend it really well because there was no healers to heal the rest of the Winnebago team. So now Amherst has to be able to push this, and if they do get only 1 tick on this point, meaning that they only have to hold it for a third of the time as what Winnebago did, they will take the win and be going to the finals for the first and second place against David City. So we will be getting started here in about 10 seconds, and it really seems like this Rhine Diva comp that has been going on by Amherst has been working really, really well. So we'll see if they pull out the same trick or if they pull out a different trick here. And it looks like they're going to be going a Monkey Diva, a very, very divey comp here. They have a Lucio Moira, a Soldier Farah, and a Diva Winston, which is going to be very, very divey. Fat Albert doesn't get a pick, but he's going to get picked as well. Toast gets a pick as well. But Winnebago's Junkrat gets 3 picks that are going to be the key to winning this team fight. And going to get the 4th on the Diva here. And unfortunately, Winnebago does hold them here. So now with the second push, Winnebago is looking to hold them once again, and they have to hold them for 3 minutes now, which is capable to be done. Amherst did the exact same, and now a big Junkrat Tire comes out. He's going to get another 3. The Junkrat, with the original push, gets a 3-man, and now with his Junkrat Tire, gets another 3-man. And now it's only a 3v6 or a 3v5 because Toast does get a pick there. And now there is a person on point. The Diva, they do have to go back and contest because it only needs 1 tick. The Diva will get out. The Rocket Man will get but unfortunately Mercy will get picked off. And now without a support, it's going to be very hard for Amherst to get any value. They do get a pick on the... Ooh, they get a pick on the right heart and the break! And it's going to be Toast sitting here. They're going to get a pick on the Diva. And they're going to get the Diva ahead. It looks like Toast did a very good job of staying on the high ground, getting the picks that they needed. Now only with 1 on point. They do have a chance to get back, but it looks like they won't, as that will be a win for Amherst going into the final round against David City. A very good job by Amherst on that push. Toast did a very good job of keeping the high ground where he was more valuable. Instead of falling and going with his Diva to try and save his Diva, he stays there, works together, and works with his value as a soldier, taking a bit of an off angle, a bit of a peek, getting the brig, gets another pick, and allows his team to push back up with him to get the win. A very, very good job by Amherst. So the next match will be the 3rd and 4th place match between Winnebago and Thayer Central, where we will begin here shortly after both of the teams are set up. So stay tuned for that wonderful match.